Yo, what's up guys, it's Pygoz here, the CryptoPy, and today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, because Bitcoin will indicate what the market is doing, guys. And I'm currently on the daily chart here, just to show you the overall picture, right? And it's still in a downtrend. Well, I was getting very bullish because we evidently got above the 21 EMA, and I mean we were above the 6.5 already as well. We just take the Fibonacci, right? So above the 6.5. So evidently I got bullish then, right? But what happened here is we went to the same high here and we got rejected and it fell down. So if you're holding, yeah, I mean it could potentially be what a lot of people are looking at. However, they're not focusing on one thing, which I think is essential, right? A lot of other people, I watch the videos, and I mean, so we're gonna look at this, guys. So we have a potential inverted head and shoulders, right? So we got a left shoulder here, and then we have a head, and then you potentially get your right shoulder here, right? Well, if that were to happen, and I mean, so it's all good and dandy, because if you take you take this height here, right, the head, and you project this upwards, so over here, then, well, we get to the same area, right? There's the algo targets. I mean, let's be real, guys, right? I mean, if you just take this, you get the same targets around there, right? So -618, -1 there, around the same algo targets. However, guys, in order to have a inverted head and shoulder, well, let's take a look at the volume profile here, right? Just the volume in general, what went on there. Well, the left shoulder, you can see a lot of volume, whether it's down or up. Then the head, right, not that much volume at all. And then the right shoulder, we want to see volume that is kind of equal to the left shoulder, right? Or even more, because it's a bullish statement that we can shoot off. Well, at the moment I'm not seeing that. I'm just not seeing that. So, and also, people are already thinking like, oh, today it might shoot up immediately. Well, take a look at how long this took, right? So you probably will need to consolidate here for a while as well if you want to actually pop out of that. That is just something you need to keep in mind about this head and shoulders, right? Which it could be, guys, it could be, right? And that is a very bullish sign. But for now, let's just zoom in a little bit more on the 12-hour here. So on the daily, we have this slight uptick. I mean, I'm not too impressed with that at all on the RSI, right? We go on the 12-hour, however, we have a slight downtick already. So we had 12-hour of going up. So we only have to dig a little deeper to see a slight downtick. And another thing that I don't think I've taught you guys, I don't think I've talked about this at all, but this is pretty important, right? So when you see this, right, so basically this, right, when it went down like that, well, that creates a huge gap. Guess what? It was very easy to get back up. That is when this was created. But when this was created, you create another gap because nothing went on here. So if for some reason we fall down here, well, my opinion, right? We fall immediately to the 618 from the 0.5. There's nothing in between. This is all bullshit. Okay, you're not going there. So you're falling to the 618, and perhaps you will find support here if you fall down here, right? But more than likely, in this case, I think since these were just two big green candles and nothing going on there, even if we zoom in further, so let's go on all the way to the 4-hour since you guys won't have the 6-hour. Or, well, let's first take a look at 6-hour, right? Anyways, they're all the same, you see, so just two green candles on the 4-hour, two green candles. What we call that is we call them gaps, right? And gaps, what do we do with them? Well, what do you do with gaps, guys? You fill them up, right? So, this whole section, right, so if we drop this whole section, in my opinion, needs to be filled up. So what does that mean to price? Well, to price, that would mean that if we drop lower, and well, preferably lower than this as well, you might see a bounce here, most likely, you know, 618, 65, bounce up, then we, you know, visit this area to fill this gap, and, you know, go from there. That is how I see it right now, purely based on just the gaps, right? And a lot of people tell me like, oh, but gaps don't work in crypto. Well, they do, guys, right? Gaps do work. So it is just, it's never fun to see just two big green candles. I mean, if you're in here, it's great, right? You're gonna take some profits, etc. But on the way back down, well, I mean, if we fall, I think that we're not just gonna fill this one only, because yeah, we have some price action here, but that is further away, right? People are more thinking of the more recent, the more it impacts the price, and this is more recent. Well, that is a gap, and I mean, that could potentially get you down to the 886 here again, 5800. So just keep that in mind, right? And you might think like, oh, Pygoz, why do you switch from bullish to bearish to bearish to bullish? You just got to react to what the market is doing, alright? That is all you can do. And you just try to make your small percentages every day, or in a swing trade, etc. Right? So yesterday was a very bad day for a lot of people, but honestly, I just bought a 618 on NEO, and I just write it up 5%, took my profit and leave it there, right? So it depends on how you look at the market, right? So it can be a very bad day for you, but if you have a plan, so if it falls, I have a plan, guys, right? If it falls, well, if I see it stopping at the 618, you know, I'll put some orders here, or not on Bitcoin, but on NEO. So that's the 786 on NEO. Just to show you real quick, right? So we're at the 618 here, so that's going to be the 786. Do you think I'm going for the big run here? No, not yet, because look at here, right? You have the same gap, the exact same gap, and that's no coincidence really, because NEO and all the other coins go up when Bitcoin goes up. So what will I do here most likely, guys? Is, you know, I'll aim for my 5%, take another 5%, call it a day, because it will most likely come back down and fill this gap as well. Well, if it comes back down here at the $28 range, then I'm buying in for a bigger swing. So you need to have your plan ready and just be ready to trade your plan, right? And that is honestly all there is to it, guys, right? So you just need to have your plan ready and ready to trade your plan. So that is just a little bit on NEO. So back to Bitcoin. In short, guys, short summary, I think that this Bitstamp, hold on. So we should visit this area again, 61 or so, the 618, right? Very likely. I don't, you know, we can even get down here to make that shoulder valid. So yeah, it's just very likely that we're gonna visit this area if we just look at the time frames right now. I mean, the 12-hour, it obviously still has 8 hours left, but just starting with a down tick is not the best thing to do, right? So, you know, you got to see it from that perspective. So what is the bullish perspective, you might ask? Well, if you look on the 1 hour, what I found was pretty bullish is something like this happening, right? Which is bullish, right? Even though it's going down, but it's going down slower, right? And it's making like this is a bullish signal, right? But then we got rejected when it went up here. So I was like, okay, not gonna happen then, most likely, right? So I'm just ready to take my trade on NEO, like I said, at 786, and for just a small little profit. And then if it comes all the way to the 886, then I'm ready for the bigger swing, right? And looking at the 4 hour, that also kind of tells me that, right? I mean, it depends on how oversold the 4 hour will be at the 786 of Bitcoin, right? When NEO arrives at the 786. So that is the way I will play this, guys. So, you know, my plan, I hope you have a trading plan as well. So just make your trading plan and then trade your trading plan, alright? That's all there is to it. So what did we discuss in this video? We had a some gap theory, right? Basically, I told you guys how important these things are. I mean, so when you see a big move up, well, most likely you're gonna see that big move down. The same as here, guys. So this big panic down, right? Well, guess what? That needed to be filled up. What did we do? We filled it up, right? Slowly, but we filled it all the way up. Now we need to fill this up again. So that is the annoying part of just seeing big green candles or big red candles. What you want to see is more like, you know, boom, 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 boom. So you fill up on your way up, right? Instead of just one big candle or two big candles, because this is dangerous. Well, we didn't necessarily need to fill it up. If we broke out here, then, you know, no one would have ever looked at it. But now we get so close to it, I'm saying, yeah, we need to fill this up. So that is basically, you know, what it's about, right? So guys, just have your trading plan ready and trade your plan, okay? That is all there is to it. So anyways, guys, also, if you're not in my Telegram yet, join up with the CryptoPygoz blog, where you can ask me any question, ask other people questions, and it's just a great chat box to be in, right? So join up with that. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, absolute valid point there, Toby. If anyone has used Ola, the extension on Chrome, then or on any other browser, then, you know, you need to check your MyEther wallet if everything's still there. Now, I always tell you guys to get yourself hardware wallets, right? You need to get yourself either a Ledger or a Trezor. I've also said it here. If you have over $1,000 or more into the market, it's definitely recommended to get at least one of them, right? I would say I recommend the Ledger. So the Ledger is also a link is in the description below. But I prefer the Ledger over the Trezor because it can hold more coins than the Trezor, right? And they're both very similar in security and everything. So yeah, if you had a Ledger or a Trezor, most likely your funds are not gone, because when you send funds out, well, guess what? It needs some code on your Ledger. So these hackers cannot do anything then, right? But yeah, so get yourself a hardware wallet, and I mean that's pretty much it for that, right? So yeah, then we had this wall of text. I did read it. It was pretty interesting, but you guys can read it, right? I'm not going over it right now. So yeah, thanks for that, Toby. Also, guys, join up with the CryptoPygoz feed, where I post all my videos, post about upcoming ICOs. When I find an ICO, I'll tell you guys about it to whitelist for it, and that is because it will most likely have a low market cap. It will be an infrastructure project with a great team. You know, I'm looking for blockchains, etc. I'm not looking for dApps. If it's a decentralized application, yeah, you know, they don't have the biggest gains, so I'm not that interested in it, right? So yeah, that's pretty much that, guys. Also, follow me on Twitter, which is twitter.com/Pygoz, and also follow me on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Pygoz, in order to stay up to date. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Both telegrams will be in the description below, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit that post notification button, and if you got any questions at all, leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.